Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be showing you the very best eyeshadow tricks you will ever learn, like literally ever learn in your entire life. These things are going to make your eyeshadow look perfect every single time and avoid your eyes looking like this, droopy, sad, aged, all of the things that you don't want. They're quick, they're simple, and you can achieve them with things that you've already got at home. So if you are interested in learning that, then please keep on watching. Now first up, we are talking eye primers. I'm applying some eyeshadow here to an unprimed eye, and can you see how messy that looks and how choppy and it just looks messy. I am a huge fan of tinted eye primers because not only do they give you all of the really great benefits and effects of an eye primer, but they also conceal any darkness, any redness, and any capillaries that are on the eyelid, which is going to result in your eyeshadow looking a lot neater after it is applied. Obviously, eye primers as well stop your eyeshadow from budging, creasing, and will increase the longevity and brightness of the colors. Next up, a little trick that we use as makeup artists, and what we do is actually bake our eye primer, and essentially what baking is setting something with a really thick layer of powder to stop it moving and to get rid of any tackiness. So eye primers are typically quite tacky and sticky unless they are set down. A lot of people will use just an eyeshadow to set an eye primer down, but I find using a translucent loose face powder works so much better and will stop tackiness and difficulties blending. Next up, I'm showing you guys a couple of options for transition shades. A lot of people make the mistake of taking a transition shade that is way too dark and essentially messing up their smoky eye before they even begin it. So all of these shadows that I'm showing here on the screen are appropriate for transition shades, or you can also use any kind of bronzer that you want. Bronzers make a great transition shade. When we are talking transition shades, we really are thinking about colors that are probably 1 to 2 shades darker than our natural skin tone or our foundation color, and essentially they just create a little area of darkness in the crease that we blend on top of later on. Now also with this, less is more. See how much product that has picked up on the brush? You do not want to go into your eye and start blending with this much product on your brush. If you were to go in straight with this, you would have a little spot on your eye where there was intensely pigmented eyeshadows, really dark and much brighter than the rest, and it wouldn't blend out. So as you can see here, I've tapped the brush and then I've run it on the back of my hand to remove any excess, and now I can go in and blend with it. Next up, we are talking blending techniques. Now we were always taught to do this side to side windscreen wiper motion, but I always recommend that you do these little circular motions instead. When you drag an eyeshadow brush from side to side across the lid, it actually causes the skin of your eyelid to fold, and you get those funny little divots in the eyeshadow, and it just doesn't look smooth and blended. If you use little circular motions, it gives a really nice smoked out effect. Now the other little tip is to try and drag your eyeshadow in an upwards direction like I am doing here, just up towards the temple. This is going to help to lift the eye and also make the eyes look brighter and younger and just more energized. It's very quick, it's very simple, and preferably you would do it with your transition color only like this. Look at the difference to that eye, it's given it such a lift. This next trick is for the times when you are blending a matte eyeshadow out and you're like, what on earth is going on? It stays patchy, it stays choppy, and it just looks messy. Well, try using a shimmer eyeshadow over the top. You want to stick with something that's a little bit lighter than the matte shadow that you are blending with. You can do it with darker browns, you can do it with pink tones, or even like quite shimmery glittery eyeshadows like this. Take it on a blending brush and very carefully blend over the top of that matte shadow that you were having trouble blending out. It won't make the entire eyeshadow look shimmery at all. It will actually stay quite matte, but somehow, some kind of weird black magic, the eyeshadows will blend out and look really smoky and hazy, exactly how you wanted them to begin with. This next trick is probably my favorite of them all, and it is using an orange eyeshadow with any smoky eye look to help increase the vibrancy and the color payoff of the eyeshadow look. Again, we don't want to be going in with this much excess product on the brush, so get rid of all of that before going in onto the eye. Now we want to take this color on the area where our transition color ends and our brow bone begins. Now you'll see as I apply this, the eyeshadows on my eye will start to look brighter and more well blended than they did before. It really transforms any eyeshadow look. It doesn't matter what color you are using, greens, purples, pinks, grays, browns, it works with everything. It just completely transforms any eyeshadow look. Try it and you'll know what I mean. This next tip has got to do with highlighting the brow bone, and we want to stick with these shimmery champagne colors and not a stark white color. When highlighting, the brow bone and underneath the brow area, try to only highlight the peak of the brow there, and then very carefully blend it out. When you highlight the entire brow like I have done on this other eye, see how droopy that has made my eye look? A brow highlight is supposed to lift the eye and not make it look droopy. I also really love the transformative power of adding a highlight to the inner corner of the eye, again just to widen and brighten the eyes up. Now moving on to the lower lash line, I feel like not enough people spend enough time blending and working on this lower lash line area. When you do not blend out the lower lash line properly the same way that you would the upper lid, it just really, like, it won't complete the entire eye look. The entire eye look will start to look messy no matter what. And if you're having trouble, blending out the edges of, both the top and the bottom of the eye look, just take a bronzer and buff it all out. Now some people prefer to apply a mascara prior to going in with their eyeshadow. I always try to encourage people not to do this because loose eyeshadows will fall down onto the mascara and they will discolor the lashes, so it's always best to apply a mascara last. And then if you want to, finish your eye with a pair of lashes that are actually suited to your eye shape and size. So see how these lashes are quite small, they're nowhere near my eyebrow, and they just look, a lot more natural, as opposed to this other side where these eyelashes are way too big, the width is way too wide, they're too long, and they just look really fake. And instead of, brightening and opening my eye, they actually really drag down my eye and just make me look really tired. Yeah, on this eye, we've got, an unblended lower lash line, an unblended crease. We've highlighted the entire brow bone and it just looks messy. So yeah, I hope today's video really helped. If you have any other questions about, getting the perfect eyeshadow look, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you very soon.